February 1st, 2006, I was at work and Larry's dad called me from Fresno. Larry had breakfast with them every week, and he usually arrived there right at 9 o'clock, very prompt. It was about 10 after 9 and he hadn't arrived yet, and his dad knew something was wrong. So I decided to come home, and I found him laying on the floor. It was a scary situation. They asked me which hospital, and I've known of Saint Agnes in the past from family members being there and getting great care, and I told them to take him to Saint Agnes. And we waited a little while in the emergency waiting room, maybe 15 or 20 minutes. Someone came to get us and took us into the little private room, because I knew that wasn't good, because that's where they take you when they have bad news. Dr. Najafi came in, and they told us at that time that Larry had stopped breathing on the way to the hospital, and that he was not doing well, and he'd had a brain hemorrhage and probably wouldn't even live through the night. That was really tough. It was hard to hear that. Never expected that kind of news. He was in the ICU over 40 days, and I was there almost every day. I would just talk to him and tell him he couldn't go. He just couldn't. That was just not acceptable, and I told him that when he woke up, we made her think about going to church and getting married. I walked into the room, and his cousin Paul was there, and Paul said, "Larry's awake." I was just astounded. I said, "He is? He really is?" And I looked over at him, and he turned his head and looked at me and opened his eyes, and he had a special name for me, and I asked him if he knew who I was, and he called me by that name. And I knew then, Boo, he calls me Boo. And when he said that instead of my name, Linda, I knew there was Larry inside there.
Well, she finally talked me into it. I think being in the coma, and she probably spent a lot of hours saying that I would marry her when I woke up.
He thinks I brainwashed him.
I sure did. And we finally got married, and it was pretty special.
Yeah.
We got married on the day I woke up from my coma.
A year from the day.
A year.
A year later. We call it his rebirth day, because that's when Larry came back.
I'm just very, very grateful to the staff and all the doctors, and like I said, everybody there was just wonderful.
The staff in the ICU was, I can't praise them enough. They were so friendly and nice and caring and just wonderful, warm people.
I actually got to go back and see them not long ago and got to give each one of them a hug.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was just, for a tragic experience, it was a wonderful experience, and I would recommend that anybody choose St. Agnes, because it's a great place to be.